Listen to Philosophy Talk every Tuesday at noon on KSJE 90.9 FM, Farmington.
Ten minutes past 8 o'clock. It is Monday morning, the 13th day of July, 2026. Good morning, everybody. I'm Scott Micklin. Thanks for tuning in to KSJE 90.9 FM over the airwaves right here in San Juan County, New Mexico. In Durango, Colorado, we broadcast at 103.3 FM. And if you're listening to my voice anywhere else on the planet, you've gone to our website to tune in. That's KSJE.com, or maybe you're listening through the KSJE radio app, or maybe you've asked your smart speaker to play KSJE. We're glad that you are with us this morning. Welcome aboard. The video of this program will be streaming live shortly and be posted to our KSJE Facebook page and also to our YouTube channel, so stay tuned for that as well. Coming up in the next few moments, my conversation with my guests today from Presbyterian Medical Services. We are talking about children's services at PMS, some of the Head Start, early Head Start programs that they offer in the community, and much, much more. So stay tuned for that. It's coming up in the next few moments. Then later on this morning, we'll be checking in with Lewis Campbell. He's my guest on our Monday Reboot segment when we talk technology news at 8:50 a.m. on KSJE. Nick Hess, of course, will take over the studio at 9:06. That's our classical music program, Roving with the Arts, coming your way today. And a reminder, you can connect with us on other forms of social media in addition to Facebook and YouTube. How about Instagram or Blue Sky, X, and now Nextdoor? You can find us there as well. And if you're a podcast listener, you can find KSJE Podcast wherever you listen to podcasts. We publish new episodes almost every day, so subscribe and check out a new local program that you may have missed. Also, podcasts and live streaming and much, much more, all part of the KSJE Radio app, available now at the App Store and on Google Play. Outside our studios, after a night of refreshing showers in the area, 73 degrees right now under partly cloudy skies. We're expecting a mostly sunny day today, still about a 20% chance of a shower popping up. 89 for a high today in Farmington, partly cloudy skies tonight, maybe another shower or two, 71 for a low. It'll be sunny and warmer tomorrow, 92 on Tuesday, still a chance of showers popping up Tuesday night with a low of 69. And take a look at Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, a pretty good chance, 50% chance of showers each of those 3 days, with highs in the upper to lower 80s and overnight lows in the upper 60s. Back with my guest from Presbyterian Medical Services right after this on KSJE. KSJE is supported by San Juan Regional Medical Center, your community hospital serving the Four Corners. With a 115-year history of improving the quality of life, health, and care of individuals and families throughout our region. When life happens, San Juan Regional Medical Center is here to serve everybody. Find out more at sanjuanregional.com.
Now back to Studio A and the award-winning Scott Micklin Morning Program on KSJE.
I'm back in the studio this morning with my guest, as I mentioned, from Presbyterian Medical Services. Shannon Evango is here this morning. She is a Children's Services Manager with PMS here in the Northwest region. Good morning. Thank you for coming in.
Good morning. Thank you.
You bet. Good to have you here. And as I like to remind all of our listeners, whenever I have a guest from PMS, I remain a proud member of the Board of Directors of Presbyterian Medical Services. So that's my connection to the organization and the topic this morning. But we're going to talk more about the work that you do, Shannon Evango, at Children's Services. And so in a nutshell, that entails what types of things that PMS offers here in San Juan County?
So we educate all our littles, all of our children. We take them in at 6 weeks all the way up to 5 years old and make sure that they are getting the best early childhood education that they can receive.
Nice. So we're talking Head Start, early Head Start programs?
Head Start, early Head Start, pre-K, and we will be offering our new wraparound services.
The new wraparound service. And that's also why you're here this morning to talk with
Yes.
me more about that, right? And so what does that mean? What is that going to be offering for families here in the community?
So it's a big deal for us. We are offering a 10-hour day for childcare now for all families who apply and get into our program. We will offer those hours from 7:30 to 5:30. So within those time frames, parents can work, do whatever they need to, but we will be offering that high-quality care.
And so that's a change from what you were able to offer before, correct? It was much shorter time periods, right?
Yes, so before we only offered a 6.5-hour program day, but now we are doing a 10-hour program day. We are offering meals, breakfast, lunch, and 2 different snacks for all the children.
Got it. And that's all age children, right
All
up to
age.
5?
6 weeks all the way up to 5. So absolutely, it's a wonderful thing for our community, and it's a wonderful thing for our program.
And this is something that you felt, and you, the organization, felt that the community needed to have this type of care from very earlier in the morning to in the afternoon, early evening hours as well for working families and things like that. I guess that's kind of the idea behind this and offering this.
Yeah, so we did some different surveys and talked to some different people in the community, and they really were saying that they do, most people work 8-hour day.
Right.
And that 6.5-hour was not really feasible for them. So we wanted to make sure our program was open to anybody and everybody who needs that high quality care, and that's kind of where this came from. And we've opened it in May, and we have a couple classrooms right now doing it, and we will be offering it a lot more come in August. So now's the time to apply if you definitely want to be in that category to have that 10-hour day services.
Got you. But still, I guess, too, the shorter time periods are also still available, right? That half-day sessions
Yes.
as well, whether it's morning or afternoon. I guess folks can choose from those as well?
Yeah, so now we have a choice. We can, really work with whatever that parent needs, and those children can be in a safe environment with those high quality standards that we love, with the
Right.
AC and all of those fun things. We're educating them and having fun with them.
And these full day, I guess I would call it full day sessions. I don't know, was that what you call them?
We're calling them like wraparound care.
Wraparound care, thank you, are available at one location so far, the places where Presbyterian Medical Services offers Head Start and Early Head Start, and that's at the Carlton Center in Farmington, yes?
Yes, it's at the Carlton site. And we have, that center has 15 operating classrooms. So we have lots of spaces for children from 6 weeks all the way to 5.
Got you. And I guess you're watching to see how this goes, and I know you have other sites in other communities, and so it's possible that if there's a demand, you might be able to offer this maybe in other communities as well?
Absolutely. So, those parent surveys are really important, making sure that our families are talking with our family service assistants to let us know what their needs are. We will definitely work to base this around whatever is needed in the communities.
Right. And it seems to me that we're seeing a lot more focus on early childhood education and Head Start services, early Head Start services, and this wraparound care, as you now have brought to Farmington through PMS. And so the state seems to be supporting it more than it was in the past and things like that. And that's got to be really important, I think, for families, working families that maybe have no other options for trying to care for their children. And so this is just one more tool that they have to find that quality child care for their kids.
Absolutely. Universal child care has came out, and we are keeping up with the times and being part of that. We know we hear everybody, and we know that we need it. So, our future depends on these children.
Right.
So we need to make sure that we can get them in and get them educated. And, people don't think at 6 weeks that we do much, but that's where everything starts. That's the foundation of their education is with us.
Right. Well, talk to me a little bit about that, because you've mentioned, too, the quality, the standards, the accreditation that I know is very important to you and Presbyterian Medical Services at all of your sites. And so that's an important distinction as well. Not every child care facility has that.
Yeah, so I like to really say we're not a daycare. We are a true school. We have a curriculum that all educators follow. They have lessons, they have lesson plans. The children, learn routines. They learn, how to serve themselves. We do family-style dining.
Even the youngest kids.
Even the youngest. As soon as they can hold a fork or a spoon, we're working hand over hand with them. So, we also offer, free diapers, free formula. The program's an amazing program.
Right.
So, the standards are way different than some of your other daycares. NACE, which is the National Association for Educating Young Children, they set a really high bar. And, we worked really hard to get ourselves to that standard. And, even though we're doing the wraparound care, we're still following all of those standards.
Got it. So even for this care that's a little bit
Yes.
beyond the official purview of the Office of Head Start and Early Head Start, you're still following those standards, is
Absolutely.
what you're saying, right?
Absolutely. Our standards will go for that 10-hour day. They do have lesson plans. They have things planned for these children. It's not just babysitting.
Right.
So we're really, truly educating our children.
Right. And that's really important, I think, too, for folks to understand, as you mentioned, because kids are learning, I think they're just little sponges.
They are.
From a very early age, right? And so all the things that are happening around them, good, bad, and otherwise, they are absorbing and
Absolutely.
reacting to.
And we don't, our creative curriculum is, play-based, so we're not, rote teaching, which you find in some schools and stuff as well, but we don't do that. We use play as our foundation to learn. We're also
That's sneaky. That's very sneaky.
It is, but it's so much fun that way.
Right.
So we also offer, our educators are doing Conscious Discipline, which is a new program. Within about 2 years we started doing it, and it's really a social emotional program. The other thing that we're really implementing this year is Ready Rosie. So that is a family-based curriculum, and that really gives you just little snippets of what you can do with your own child via an app that we utilize. That is something that's really going to be important for us, is that family engagement, because again, some daycares they just worry about the children. We worry about everybody.
Right.
Whatever the families need, we are there to help with that. So that's another key to our higher standards.
Interesting. I want to ask you about both those things that you mentioned. One is this conscious discipline idea. And so you were telling me before we came on the air this morning, it's a little bit about how your teachers have to react and operate, and then that reflects back on the children as well. Is that kind of the idea?
Absolutely. It starts with our educators. So they really are learning to self-regulate, and once they self-regulate, they're teaching the children to self-regulate. And it goes into just, in general being kind and, positive redirection instead of that negative redirection. It's a great curriculum. It really does help with that social emotional learning.
And that's based on data and other surveys and things like that to
Yeah.
show how it works in other places and with kids, and it's got some proven results, I guess, huh?
Yes, it's evidence-based.
Right.
Becky Bailey is the creator of it, and it's across, not just the United States, but the whole world. It's a huge curriculum that's a social-emotional piece for children.
Nice. Very good. And so that is practiced at your centers, of course. And then the other program that you mentioned with this app, I guess, talk to me a bit more about that.
So Ready Rosie, again,
Yeah.
is an evidence-based program, and it's more of an educational tool for parents. So we're able to go in there and really take what we're teaching in the classroom and implement it with our families. And it really does, it has like a 15 to 30 second little snip of, here's what you can do in the grocery store with your child. This is teaching them colors, math, all the fun things that they need to learn.
Right.
And it's super simple.
From something like just a regular trip to the store.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
You can turn it into a learning experience, I guess, huh?
Exactly.
That's
So
what
we're
I'm
really modeling it with, what is our curriculum going through, and
Right.
then implementing it through that resource.
Got you. And I would think that's really important, and not every parent, not every family maybe has that time. And of course, if they're having their children at daycare, not a daycare, pardon me,
School.
at a school, thank you,
Yes.
for a longer period of time, that time with mom or dad is still very, very important, is what I'm trying to say.
Absolutely. A parent is the first educator. So
Right.
we work really close with, our families, again, to make sure that they are learning what we're teaching so that they can implement it within the home as well.
Right. And I guess also what I was trying to come up with as well is if you've got a two-parent family and they're both having to work to support the family, support the children, and, that it's still important to set aside maybe some time with the children, and this app may be able to give you some ideas of how to spend what little time you might have with your children the best way possible. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and absolutely. The educator really will make like a playlist for you, and it comes via the app and tells you, okay, here's 5 videos you can watch within 5 minutes and try to implement some of this within the home.
Very good. And different all age ranges,
All
I guess,
age.
too, right?
Mhm.
It's age appropriate for whoever you're dealing with, huh?
Yeah, it's definitely individualized.
Nice. Very good. And so with all that, with all this expansion and being able to offer these extra wraparound programs, you're looking for qualified staff, it sounds like, as well, to add to your team.
Absolutely. We definitely have some openings. You can look on the website and look through them and see we have everything from like a program aide all the way up to a teacher. So, if you're interested, you could reach out, to me as well,
Right.
or come into the Riley building or any center, and they can also tell you how to get on an app to go forward with it.
Okay. The Riley Building, for folks who
Yep.
don't know, is the kind of the headquarters, if you will, of Presbyterian
Yes.
Medical Services. The office is here in Farmington. It's literally across the street from City Hall.
Correct.
The address is Riley Avenue. It's also Municipal Drive if you think about it that way, so that would be the way to find it. But that's one way to do that. And these positions, do these educators need to have certain criteria, certain degrees, or how does that work?
Yeah, we would really like to have all of our educators with a minimum of an AA, and the majority of them do right now. We love to have BAs, but masters are good too. So, but depending on the position you're looking for, but entry level position, we will help you, apply for a scholarship, get you back into school, and work your way into a career. That's fabulous.
Right, very good. And I think the college partners with you, and you partner with the college for some of these things, right?
Absolutely.
Very good. So that's important. But you've got several openings, it sounds like to me, to fill these staff positions for these classrooms.
Absolutely. We always have openings, it seems like. Openings for the children and for staff.
Right.
So please apply.
There you go. Very good. And then I wanted to go back to the programs and these wraparound services. And for parents who are listening this morning, or maybe a grandparent who maybe will elbow the parent and say, hey, I heard about this on the radio. Maybe this will help to get the kids in for a longer period of time and help with family schedules and things like that. They come in to apply, and then how does that process, I guess, work? They need to apply online or at the site, or what would you say?
They can do both.
Okay.
If you're in the community and you're seeing a flyer, there is a QR code that you can scan that takes you right to the application. Sometimes it can be a little challenging to navigate, so you're more than welcome to come in. My family service assistants will walk you hand in hand on everything that you're needing to apply, and they will be with you the entire way until we get your child into the facility.
Very good. And because we live in New Mexico and our state has kind of taken the lead in this early childhood education and child care services, I'm assuming, correct me if I'm wrong, that these services are free for most, if not all, families. Is this what we're talking about?
Yes, it's a 100% free program.
100%.
100% free.
No matter who you are, how much you make.
No matter who you are.
Right.
Yeah, we do have, again, we pay for the food. There's
Right.
no charge for diapers. There's no charge for formula. That again sets us aside because some of the other daycares do charge you, and they make you bring your own diapers and your own formula. Absolutely not with us.
Not with
Even if a
PMS.
child has, a special diet, we cover all of it. So it truly is a 100% free program.
Nice. Very good. And of course, now with this wraparound services that you're offering, this, I would almost call it full day.
Full day,
It's what, 10 hours
10-hour day.
10-hour day, that can be very convenient for folks. And so again, and 100% free
100% free
for that program, as well as all the
for
other ones.
all of
So-
our programs. Yes.
So folks should definitely to check it out and start figuring out their plans for fall and beyond, I guess, right?
Absolutely. If you want your child to have a high quality education, we are the place to come.
Right. And for the staff that you are looking for, I neglected to ask you this when we were talking about the hiring of teachers and aides and things like that, but there's another option for folks maybe to work just half the day or something like that to make it a little more flexible for your staff. Is that true?
Yeah, so we are offering some positions that are part-time. We are also offering some positions that are in the evening and in the morning. So we have a great flexibility now with our hours for staff, as long as, as well as with the children. But yeah, if you need a part-time job and you love children and this seems like something you might excel in, please apply.
Okay. And it could be either mornings or afternoons, I suppose,
yeah,
right? That's how you could split
absolutely.
it that way. So very good. And so with your position and the work that you are doing with PMS and this new program, are there some other things on the horizon or some things on your wish list that you would like to be able to offer to the community, or other things that you are talking about with your staff that you could share this morning?
No, we've really been focusing on this wraparound because
This is
again,
the big thing.
This is the big thing
Okay.
because historically historically, we've really had those 6.5 hours. And we really need to be able to accommodate families because, again, most people work 8-hour days.
Right.
And then by the time you travel, it's a 9-hour day, really. So to be able to not have to worry about rushing to get your child or dropping them off, that plays a big part in our stress level, and that can really, reduce it.
Sure.
So that's really our focus right now, is getting this wraparound going for the community and being fabulous at it.
Very good. And you were telling me, too, before we came on the air this morning, that this site in Farmington is kind of the test site to see how this program goes, this wraparound program goes, and it may be then transferred or replicated at other PMS sites around the state, because we offer other programs like this in other communities. So is that kind of what you're being kind of under a microscope a little bit?
Yeah, we are. We are the pilot program for all of PMS. Because, it's not just our community, but all communities need this 10-hour day. So we're really the one doing the foundational work on this, and
nice.
It's going great. So I really do expect other counties to be implementing this program in theirs.
Very good. Well, congratulations, because
Thank you.
I know there's a lot that goes into it to try to, again, work within the confines of the federal offices of Head Start and Early Head Start, while still maintaining all of those permissions and authorizations and things like that, but then adding to it, because they don't offer this, but adding to this wraparound service to still make everybody happy, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And so there's a lot to it, I think, than just being saying, we have an idea, let's just do it.
Yeah.
Take some time.
It does. We have to work, really close with the state, because they are the ones that are helping with the wraparound care.
State's funding this extra bit.
The ECECD is helping with the funding on that. So it is different, but we're looking at it as it's one program for us. We're not really distinguishing it, just
Sure.
the funding coming out is different, but quality's still going to remain the same as what Office of Head Start is, and NACE accredited and all of that. So
Exactly. And you mentioned the state and the department that's funding this, and again, it just because New Mexico is kind of taking the lead in this area, that's now a cabinet level department with the state, the Department of Early Childhood Education. That's what we're talking about, correct?
correct.
And so big changes there, and I think, again, a big push to try to get this available to all families in New Mexico. And I think we're one of the very first states to be able to offer that, the free childcare for any family.
For any family, yeah. It's a great opportunity for New Mexico, and it's really wonderful for early childhood in general.
Right. And so when you talk to parents, or if they give you any feedback on either the wraparound services or the other services that PMS offers with Early Head Start or Head Start, what types of things do you hear from parents about how it maybe either helps them to be able to more flexibility for their work schedules or what have you? What's some of the feedback you get?
So some of the feedback we've received is, that it's really dropped their stress level. Like, they can be honestly aware that their child is in a safe place and that they don't have to worry about it. And, to be able to come and go, to what fits their needs has been huge. The other feedback is that, they really like the idea that it's the same teachers and that they really have that curriculum. It's not just let's go play outside or watch a TV. It's, they're hands-on doing things with the children. The children are learning so much that they come home and they're just amazed by some of that higher quality standards that we go with, which really is evident in our children.
Right. Very good. Well, it's great to have you on the program to talk about this exciting new offering from PMS, these wraparound services. You were telling me that slots are filling up, and so if folks are interested in signing up, you said you do have room maybe to grow if you have enough demand, and so folks should probably, I guess, apply sooner than later so you can start planning?
Absolutely. We do. We'll take enrollments all the time. We do build a wait list, so if we do get full, we would put you on a wait list, which is a great way to get you in as soon as availability would come up. But first step would be to definitely apply.
Right. And this concept of a wait list is something that I don't think you've had to have for the last few years. And so it's kind of nice to have some of that demand, but you also want to try to meet that demand as well.
Absolutely.
Very good.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. Well, good luck with it.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming in and sharing it with us, and for all the work that you do at Children's Services with PMS. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. My guest this morning from Presbyterian Medical Services, Shannon Evango, here with me on KSJE.
The climate project the Trump administration supports. From American Public Media, this is Marketplace Tech. I'm Megan McCarty-Carino.
Marketplace Tech is supported by Progressive Insurance. Auto, home, and recreational coverage customized to offer customers options. Learn more at progressive.com or 1-800